Now we've heard that it could be stormy the next couple days around here. Will some of that turbulent weather hit the greater Cincinnati area?
Kevin's monitoring things for us and watching things very closely right now. Are you concerned at all about tomorrow?
I am. I think tomorrow afternoon and the evening we could have a little bit of a volatile setup for several hours that could lend itself to storms capable of producing tornadoes and large hail. So you'll want to have a way to get those warnings tomorrow as that weather moves in here. So here's a look at radar tonight. We kind of had an opening act, I guess, if you will, with the downpours earlier. Not much left out there right now. They're just kind of raining themselves out. And I'm not worried about any severe threats or concerns through the overnight hours. There were a few showers down here through parts of Mason County as well, but a lot of that activity really beginning to fade away now, and we're basically about to shift our focus and attention from this afternoon shower activity to a greater threat of severe weather tomorrow. This is the current severe weather outlook for tomorrow, and of course the orange area represents the greatest threat zone, so to speak. But if I had to draw this based off tonight's data, I certainly would shift that south to include a good chunk, if not all, of the tri-state. And I think once we get the next update from the Severe Storms Prediction Center, I'm pretty sure they are going to update that. You can rely on this, but not too heavily, because you know what? If you get a tornado in your neighborhood, it's greater than any other risk. So the idea, I do think, tomorrow is that don't sleep on tomorrow's threat. A lot of folks have been talking about Wednesday and its potential, but I actually think Wednesday is a lot more conditional than the threat tomorrow. I think the threat tomorrow could be greater than the one that's posed to us here on Wednesday by the time all is said and done. So the threats for tomorrow with severe weather, I think capable of large hail. Certainly think a few tornadoes are possible, along with the threat for strong winds. Storms should be transient enough while they'll produce heavy rainfall. I don't think they're going to pose as much of a flood concern. So this is a multi-day potential severe episode here starting tomorrow, and then the potential is there on Wednesday. Again, right now, based off everything I'm seeing, I'm more concerned about tomorrow afternoon and evening. It's 66 outside at the moment. Winds are pretty light. If anything, overnight tonight, there could be some fog that tries to develop, especially in some of the river valleys. Here's Futurecast. Notice as we go through the night tonight, it's pretty quiet. Notice this gray that kind of fills in. This is low cloud cover. I still expect a round of scattered storms in here. Late morning, 10, 11-ish. Through maybe 1 or 2 in the early afternoon, but I don't expect these storms to really be severe. Now, I wouldn't rule out a strong to severe storm as this comes through, but the window of greater concern is from about 3 to 11. And more specifically, watch this window here this evening between about 5 and let's say, 9 or 10 o'clock tomorrow night. See these discrete storm structures? Those sometimes favor the threat for tornadoes and damaging wind, and then we'll still have the threat until the cold front crosses somewhere around midnight tomorrow night. So it's going to be a prolonged window there of potential severe weather, and then the atmosphere will have to recharge, and we'll see how things play out on Wednesday. But again, I'm more interested in tomorrow right now. Humid tonight, 62. We'll top out around 80. It's going to get warm and breezy and very humid tomorrow afternoon before any storms develop. Here's a look at your day planner. So again, late morning, there will be a round of scattered showers and storms, and then the real action, I think, gets in here during the evening tomorrow. Here's your 7-day forecast. We'll keep an eye on Wednesday. For those of you making weekend plans right now, there could be some rain in here on Saturday, but I think the greatest detail of the weekend is the fact that it will be much cooler with highs only in the 60s and those nighttime lows in the 40s this weekend.
Kevin, thanks a lot. Taking offense to their offense.